Hello everyone, welcome to the course on Universal Human Values, and this course is for 4th semester and the subject code is 21UHV49. The module 3 is all about harmony in the family and society. So in the previous classes we've already discussed about harmony in the family, the 9 feelings starting from trust, which is the foundation value, to the love, which is a complete value. So now these are the department vision and mission. So today we'll discuss something about understanding harmony in the society, vision for the universal human order, and these are the textbooks to be referred. So we're discussing the third order. We know that the basic human aspiration is to have continuous happiness and prosperity. So happiness is to be in harmony. We've discussed all these things in the first module. So the program for fulfillment of human aspiration. So there are 4 orders: harmony in the human being, harmony in the family, harmony in the society. So harmony in the nature or existence. So today we are discussing about harmony in the society, which is a third order. So far we have explored harmony in the human being and harmony in the family. So in previous chapters we discussed about harmony in family. So it has to do with the relationship. The base of relationship is feelings in oneself or other self. Feelings are fundamental to harmony in the family. Except for the feeling of care, physical facility has only a symbolic role in expressing the feelings. We actually listed all the values in human to human relationship and explored into the meaning of each. We saw that trust is the foundational value in relationship and love is the complete value. In this sequence, the next level of living for a human being is society. So here in this module that is related to harmony in society, we'll share the proposal about the harmony in the society, and let's verify for ourselves whether this is something naturally acceptable to us and whether this will lead to mutual fulfillment and the fulfillment of all. We are well aware that human families do not exist in isolation but are always in mutual coexistence with other families in a family cluster. Also, the family relations naturally get extended far and wide. So, in addition to this, we usually need to frequently interact with various other human beings, and this forms our immediate society. Let's now try to understand the harmony in the society. Of course, the base of harmony in the society is harmony in the family, for which the base is harmony in the human being. That's why we are going in a sequence. So we talked about harmony in the human being, that leads to harmony in family, further that leads to harmony in society. So we're trying to unfold them one by one, and only people who have harmony within will be able to ensure a family. So which is in harmony, and families that have harmony within can give rise to a society which is in harmony. So here we will explore into 3 aspects of society, that is goal of a human being living in society, that is human goal, the system required to achieve human goal, and scope of the system. Now, understanding human goal. The goals of human being living in a society can be articulated as in this diagram that is shown figure. Right understanding, and right feeling, which leads to happiness in every individual. Prosperity should be there in every family. Fearlessness, that is trust, should be there in the society. Coexistence or mutual fulfillment in nature and existence. So now check if this is also your aspiration. What is naturally acceptable to you? Right understanding in every human being, or only a few to have right understanding and others to follow them? Prosperity in every family, or few families to have accumulation and others to be deprived and dependent on the few? Fearlessness based on trust and affection in the society, or a state of fear based on mistrust and jealousy in the society? Coexistence in nature, or exploitation and domination of nature? Find it out. Also, find out if you can do away with any one of these four goals. Are all four desirable, or can we leave something out? Next is find out if all four are achieved, then what else would be required. A little exploration will show that all four goals are desirable and required. We can't leave anything out, and nothing seems to be missing. Therefore, we can recognize a definite human goal and it can be common to everyone living in the society. Can you see that? The next question is that if all four are required, then from where do we need to start? Will we start with right understanding, right feeling in the self or individual, or with prosperity in every family, or fearlessness in the society, coexistence in nature and existence? Since the individual human being is a basic building block for the family, which is the basic building block of society, ensuring right understanding and right feeling in every individual is the first thing to do. Families of such individuals only can identify their need for physical facility, produce more than that, and ensure prosperity in the family. Prosperous families living together in a relationship of mutual fulfillment can ensure fearlessness based on trust among themselves. Such a society can ensure mutual enrichment with the rest of the nature, and it can lead to coexistence and in nature or existence. This is the kind of society we want to now explore into. So, here in this module, we are exploring into society, a social order, a way of life that is fulfilling for all, generation after generation. At the core of it, all human efforts have been in this direction. If we see today, some of the major achievements includes there is abundant availability of physical facility like food, clothing, housing, gadgets, instruments, and equipment. The world has become well connected physically by transportation, virtually by television and telecommunication. This is more sense of equality in the society through democracy. Governance changes hands to people who are more competent by people's vote. Infant mortality rates have reduced and lifespans have increased. Education is now a basic human right. Literacy has increased. So today things can be done at a pace much greater than perhaps any time in the past. However, in the absence of a comprehensive goal and program, rather than holistic development, there are many problems like terrorism, global warming, and climate change. These are the few to name. We can see that the root of these problems is the wrong assumptions we have about ourselves, about the nature, the existence, and therefore about our purpose, about goal of society, and so on. With these assumptions, the efforts are often leading to contradictions, and these appear as the problems. These are only the indicators or symptoms of our wrong assumptions while we are discussing the current state. It is with a view to realize the need for right understanding and to be able to see the holistic solution in the light of it, and further to be able to define our participation in it, to develop the commitment for it. The understanding of the existential harmony is essential for recognizing our basic aspiration and our collective goal as a society and make effort to live by it in time as we make sincere effort in the right direction at the individual level, family level, society level. Symptoms which are due to lack of solution at the level of society will slowly dissolve. So with this background that we are discussing the current state, so now we can see here in this figure the comprehensive human goal is mentioned on the top. And are we working for all four of these goals? Some of them or none of them. The predominant prevailing notions of societal objectives are mentioned in the bottom half. Are we also having such notions and making effort for them? Let us try to find out what is the effort in society today. The first goal is to ensure right understanding and right feeling in every human being. So the prevailing notion of happiness is quite different. Therefore, the major effort is for accumulation of physical facility, money, by any means, and getting feeling from others. These false assumptions are being propagated knowingly or unknowingly, even through education, through the parents, schools, teachers, media, friends, and the overall society. The second goal of prosperity is similarly replaced by accumulating more and more. As we're not able to identify our need for physical facility due to lack of right understanding, it is felt that if one has money, one is prosperous. So without having an idea of our needs, we keep on accumulating more and more till it becomes unlimited. And by any means, it is said that most of the money supply is in the hands of a very few people. So, with these as the driving assumptions in the society, it has led to people living with three kinds of obsessions. So, one is obsession for consumption, obsession for profit, obsession for sensual pleasure. So, obsession with something implies over evaluation of that thing, considering it to be the ultimate aim of life, and that thing itself is becoming the value. Obsession for consumption means to consume more and more for happiness. Maybe it can be a food, clothes, house, gadgets, and so on. Obsession for profit means to take as much as possible from the other and give as little as possible to others. So, with the assumption that more profit means more happiness and prosperity, that is the wrong obsession we have. Obsession for sensual pleasure means trying to get happiness from the sensation through the body. For example, like obesity is largely due to an obsession for taste. Similar is the case for any other sensation. Many of the crimes in society today are due to the pursuit of these obsessions, be it corruption, rapes, or murders. It is these that we are trying to deal with at the level of society when their roots are in the family and individual assumptions. Similarly, the third goal of fearlessness, it is replaced by domination, exploitation, and fear in the society. So when we understand that the other is a human being like us with the same purpose, so we will think about mutual fulfillment in the relationship. So there will be trust in the society. In the absence of right understanding, there is lack of trust and there is domination, exploitation, and fear instead. So when we dominate, is it naturally acceptable to the other person? Today, what goes in the name of business, what goes in the name of economy, is all about expansion, trying to expand our territory. Now, when we try to expand, there are only two possibilities: either you expand on the basis of domination, or you expand on the basis of relationship. So that is the only choice we have. Now, if you go by domination, we all know you have to really force upon the other person. The other person doesn't buy the domination or exploitation. The other person tries all the possibilities to resist or retaliate. So this ultimately results in opposition and mutual unhappiness. On the other hand, when you try to expand not with domination but with right feelings in relationship, your behavior touches other people accepts you, they trust you. So this certainly results in mutually fulfilling existence. So today, instead of trust, we have domination and exploitation in the society. When this happens, ultimately it leads to problems the world is facing today: opposition, struggle, and ultimately terrorism and war. Then our fourth goal is coexistence in nature and existence. But what we are mostly trying to do today is mastery over nature and its exploitation. When we exploit the nature, it results into resource depletion and environmental pollution. And there is a lot of hue and cry about it in the whole world today. It's not that we are not using natural resources or creating some pollution 1,000 years ago. The difference today is that we are using resources at a much faster rate than what nature can produce. We are generating so much of waste and pollution, and at such pace that it is beyond nature's capacity to absorb the waste. That is why we are confronting this problem of resource depletion and pollution. So, as a consequence, there is a crisis of global warming, climate change. Social administration is grappling with worries about the system consuming a very large percentage of resource on healthcare to combat obesity, depression, lifestyle disorders, and suicide. Another large chunk for defense, law enforcement, and legal system to deal with problems in relationship, and seemingly unsolvable crisis of global warming and climate change to top it all. So they themselves seem to be facing frustration and depression, suffering from multiple lifestyle disorders at the level of relationship. They are facing strike in the family, divorce and isolation. Even with all the power and money, happiness seems to be elusive. They like everyone else are searching for a way out. We all seem to be in the same sinking boat. These are some of the problems we are facing in the society. So these problems are not coming from some hitch, some leucine, or some inherent contradictions in the nature. Rather, they are coming from individuals without right understanding, people with wrong assumptions, and living on the basis of gross misunderstanding. Today we are trying to address to these and such other problems in bits and pieces. Such efforts results into more controls, more surveillance, more rules and regulations, more courts, more police, more defense, more jails. What is being proposed is that only a holistic solution that takes care of all aspects and for all people as well as rest of nature will work. So, going ahead, there is a need for understanding the existential harmony, for recognizing our basic aspiration and our collective goal as a society, and make effort to live by it. So, let's go step by step in exploring these proposals about such a human society. Coming to the human goal and systems for its fulfillment, human order, we saw that all these four goals are important, and what we cannot do away with any one of them. We have to realize all four of them. Now, if we have to realize all four, where do we start? What is the sequence in which these four goals can be fulfilled? So here, if we refer this picture, see a figure, the first and foremost is the right understanding and right feeling, because it ensures happiness in the individual and also prepares the base for the other three. Without right understanding and right feeling, it's not possible to identify the need for physical facility. Therefore, right understanding and right feeling has to come before prosperity. Similarly, fearlessness can take place only with the acceptance of relationship, with right feeling in relationship, and prosperity in every family. Fourth goal is a natural outcome of the first three. Only with right understanding can mutual fulfillment be realized. Next question is, what would be the program to fulfill this human goal? What social systems would be required? The social order that is fulfilling for all human beings as well as the rest of nature is the subject of our exploration. That is what we are calling as human order or universal human order. So, with this clarity, we can discuss five interconnected complementary dimensions of human order required for the fulfillment of all human goals. So, these are the five basic systems of a human society. One is education, sanskar. The second is health, which is called as self regulation, production, work, justice, preservation, exchange, storage. So let us see how these dimensions fulfill the human goals. Education leads to right understanding and right feeling, that is happiness. Having a system of human education, sanskar ensures right understanding and right feeling, which is the first goal. Of course, it has to reach every individual. Health, self regulation leads to health of the body. Having a system for health and self regulation ensures health of the body. It also helps us in identifying what is required as physical facility for nurturing, protection, and right utilization of the body, which forms the basis for prosperity. So, this indirectly ensures coexistence with nature as well. Production work leads to prosperity. So, production or work ensures the production of more than the required physical facility, which leads to mutual prosperity. Again, the health, self regulation, and production work dimensions together that leads to fulfillment of the second goal of prosperity in every family. So, if production is done in the manner in which that is cyclic, and that should be mutually enriching, so that will contribute to the mutual fulfillment with rest of nature, and that's the fourth goal. So justice or preservation leads to fearlessness and coexistence. Then comes justice, which has to do with the human to human relationship. If human to human relationship is understood, accepted, fulfilled, and rightly evaluated, it ensures mutual happiness or justice. Then there is trust in the society. Justice ensures the fulfillment of the third goal. Preservation leads to fulfillment of relationship of human being with rest of nature, which means it fulfills the fourth goal of coexistence. Exchange storage leads to prosperity and fearlessness. So finally, exchange and storage with a feeling of mutual fulfillment rather than a feeling of exploitation will be an help in ensuring prosperity in the family and also contribute to fearlessness in the society. So now we can say that we have this right understanding, prosperity, fearlessness. So we've understood the order 1, 2, and then 3, 4. So we will detail of each dimensions we got to know, like education sanskar. Education is to develop the right understanding of the harmony at all levels of being. It's not about having education we will understand the harmony at human being, the level of family, or only at the level of society. So it is to develop the right understanding of the harmony at all levels of being, from self to the entire existence. So, sanskar is to develop the basic acceptances of the harmony at various levels. So, the role of education and sanskar is to facilitate the development of the competence to live with the definite human conduct by ensuring all three, that is, right understanding, right feeling, right skills for prosperity, that is, capacity to identify the need for physical facility, skills and practice for sustainable production, feeling of prosperity, all these things. So here we can see the role of human education, that is a transformation. Like we have discussed about the self exploration, it starts from what I am to what I want to become. So this diagram actually shows the transformation and the progress which we can have in the society. Coming to the health and self regulation is the feeling of responsibility towards the body, that is for nurturing, protection, and right utilization of the body. So health of the body can be indicated by the fact that it is able to act according to the instruction of the self, and the different parts of the body should be in harmony so that it can take the instruction from the self and it can act upon. So similarly, this feeling of commitment towards the body, that leads to nurturing the body, protection of the body, right utilization of the body. So at the level of society, so the societal systems require some support, protect, that is to enrich family and social efforts like education system, family system, health system at the societal level, medicine and treatment system at the societal level. And work is the effort of a human being who does on the rest of nature. Production is the physical facility that is derived from work. So there are two important issues that is related to the production work, that is what to produce and how to produce. Regarding like what to produce, we have already discussed about exploring the proposals about prosperity like health and self-regulation. So regarding how to produce are two criteria. The process must be cyclic and mutually enriching, and it must be eco-friendly. Justice must be ensured in relationship with human being, and it must be people friendly. So this a process is cyclic when it is in accordance with the cycle in nature. So for an example, when we sow wheat, it germinates, it grows into a plant, it produces multiple grains of wheat and goes back to the soil. So if you consider guava plant originates from one seed of guava, grows into a tree, and it has multiple leaves and fruits, and after certain period of time it goes to the state from where it came up. But before it goes to the soil, it enriches the soil too with its fallen leaves and fruits. So such processes are already taking place in the nature. Our task is to understand the existing cycles in nature and utilize them to fulfill our needs. So when it comes to production, we can add some activity in between to fulfill our needs without disturbing the overall cycle. So for example, like the production of jaggery. So production of jaggery is a cyclic process. Sugarcane is pressed to extract the juice, the leftover husk, whatever is there, it is dried up and it is used as a fuel to heat the sugarcane juice. So the juice reduces to a thick sweet syrup and then it dries to form jaggery. So the emitted carbon dioxide is absorbed by the leaves of the trees around. The released water vapor it mixes with the air. The ash from the fired husk fertilizes the soil of the surrounding fields. So it's a process which is mutually enriching when every unit that is participating in the process is being enriched. So for a production process to be sustainable, eco-friendly and human-friendly, it has to be cyclic, mutually enriching. Justice is ensured with the human being. So here we can see the cyclic and mutually enriching process also with respect to the soil, water, air, plants, animal, birds, and human being not mutually fulfilling presently. Right. So we can understand from this picture. The existing process will also be appropriately updated with the necessary research efforts. Like first, we have to ensure that whatever processes we have developed so far have to be converted into cyclic mutually enriching process. So second, we have to take care of the damage done in all these past years, and the third is we have to ensure the process we develop in the future are cyclic and mutually enriching. So there are various production activities which can be organized like primary production, secondary production, tertiary, and services, which is based on food, cloth, shelter as a primary, and like production of tractors, weaving machinery as a secondary for the to make a living, and tertiary as like to travel, train, TV, mobile, or comforts. So as fourth one, it is to facilitate any of the above activities like maintenance of tractors, mobile, software development. So by doing all these things, this justice, the preservation, what we say, can be recognition of human to human relationship and its fulfillment and evaluation leads to mutual happiness. So this justice leads to fearlessness in the society. So this desirable to ensure justice from family to world family that leads to an undivided society. To ensure justice in the society, we need to stop the offender from doing further injustice as well as help him or her to develop the competence for ensuring justice. So it's an experience shared by a faculty member of a college in one of the universal human values course, the workshop. So there were 8 students. They found to be taking drugs in the boys' hostel. So it's a punishable offense actually. So there is a disciplinary committee. They were called and they started their deliberations. They started to have the continuous meetings, like how to make it correct and all. So usually such meetings were concluded in a few hours. So routinely they reported such cases to the police and suspended those students. So this time what happened, it was different as the director general and about 50 faculty members, including most of the disciplinary committee members, they had been through the human values workshop. So the discussion started, we must follow the rules. The precedented is to report them and suspend them, but that's it. But these students had come to the institution to become some good human beings and learn the business management. So they've not even able to do the first part at least. So if we report and suspend these students, where will they go? They will go back to the society. Will the society be a better place with them as they are now? The society will be worse off and the future of these students will be spoiled. So we should try to help them become productive citizens. So how will we do that? So this discussion went on for some long hours. They finally agreed to take a risk. The 8 students who were dismissed, they were sent for counseling during the break. In the next semester, they were attached to a faculty member, like who further discussed with them regarding values. So it worked partially, but the key learning was the role of educational institution. The human values program was run with enthusiasm for all students. So over the next few years, the disciplinary cases overall, it came down to a fair extent with trust on intention. So that every child wants to understand and do what is right. And with the effort by the faculty, this change could be seen. So these are some of the parameters like justice, preservation, exchange of or storage exchange, profession, which we already discussed. So coming to the vision for universal human order, harmony from family order to world family order. So we must understand what is naturally acceptable to us, the right understanding and right feelings. With having all the right feelings, right understanding, and understanding what is naturally acceptable to us, to have harmony within, harmony with human being, harmony with family, harmony with society. So that leads to the vision of this right understanding. It's a natural outcome of right understanding. As an example, we can consider having a bribe, taking bribe, the corruption. So there are the government has made some anti-corruption laws. There are some rules, regulations to stop this. But still, we have to educate each individual about all these things. What is the natural outcome of having this right understanding? So here we can see that uh, the cycle, like human education, it leads to consciousness, which leads to values, conduct, the society, and it's a cyclic process, and it is mutually enriching. So these are some of the questions which are frequently asked. Thank you.